Hello students, welcome to this video lecture. In the last video lecture, we know the definition of order of an element of a group, and also we solve some problems related to order of an element of a group. In this video lecture, let us know theorems on order of an element of a group. Here the first theorem states that in a group G, order of A is equal to order of A inverse for every A belongs to G. It means that suppose A is an element of a group G and A inverse, that is A inverse is inverse of A, then order of A is always equal to order of its inverse. Now let us prove this theorem. First, we prove this theorem by using two cases. We shall consider two cases. First one, case 1, let order of A be finite. In this case, we shall show that order of A inverse is also finite. It means that if order of A is finite, then definitely order of A inverse is also finite. Let us assume the contrary, that is, let if possible order of A inverse be finite. Say order of A inverse is equal to some m, which implies m is the least positive integer such that A inverse to the power m is equal to E, where E is the identity element. It means that here we apply the definition of order of an element. If m is the order of A inverse, then according to the definition of order of an element, A inverse to the power m is equal to E, where E is the identity element. Now again we write this as A inverse to the power m is equal to E, which implies A power minus m is equal to E. If I multiply A power m on both sides, we get A power minus m into A power m, which is equal to E, which is equal to E into A power m, or which implies A to the power minus m into A to the power m minus m, we get A power 0, that is identity element. E is equal to A power m, which implies order of A is finite and less than or equal to m, but this contradicts our data, hence order of A inverse is also finite. Next we go for second case. Here let order of A be finite and order of A is equal to n, where n is the least positive integer such that A power n is equal to E. It is by using the order definition of order of an element, we write A power, if order of A is equal to n, then A power n is equal to E. Now A power n is equal to E, which implies we write A power n into A power minus n, which is equal to E into A power minus n. That is, here we multiply A power minus n on both sides, then we get E is equal to A power minus n, or which implies A power minus n to the power n is equal to E, which implies order of A inverse is also finite and order of A inverse is less than or equal to n. Now let order of A inverse is equal to m. Again thus we write order of A to the power minus m whole to the power m is equal to E. Again we can write here A power minus 1 to the power m is equal to E, which implies A power minus m into A power m here is equal to E power E into A power m, or E is equal to A power m. Again order of A inverse is less than or equal to m. Now order of A inverse is less than or equal to n, which implies m is less than or equal to n. Again order of A inverse is less than or equal to m, which implies n is less than or equal to m, which implies now we write m is equal to n, hence order of A is always equal to order of A inverse. Now the second theorem, it states that if A and X be any two elements of the group G, then order of A, which is equal to order of x into a into x to the power minus 1. It means that if a and x be any two elements of the group G, then order of a is always equal to order of x into a into x power minus 1, that is x inverse. Now here let order of a, here we consider let order of a is equal to n, then n is the least positive integer such that a power n is equal to e. Now we know x into x power minus 1 whole to the power n is equal to x into a power n into x to the power minus 1. Here in place of a we can write x into x to the power minus 1 whole to the power n. Again which we can write x into a power n into x to the power minus 1. Now which is equal to x into e into where a to a power n is equal to e, therefore x into e into x to the power minus 1, or x inverse to the power n is equal to, we can write this also x inverse which is equal to e, which implies order of x inverse which is equal to m. Thus m is less than or equal to n. We take this as equation number 1. Sorry, here order of x inverse is equal to n. Thus m is less than or equal to n. Again now order of x inverse is equal to m, which implies x inverse whole to the power m is equal to e, or we write x into a to the power m into x to the power minus 1 is equal to e. Now which implies we write xa to the power m x inverse is equal to x into x inverse, or a power m is equal to e. By cancellation law we write a to power m is equal to e, which implies order of a is less than or equal to m, which implies n is less than or equal to m. We take this as equation number 2. From 1 and 2 we write m is equal to n. Hence order of a is always equal to order of x into a into x inverse. Now by using this theorem we can prove another one, that is corollary. Order of AB is equal to order of BA for all AB belongs to G, where G is a group. It means that suppose A and B are two elements of the group G, then order of AB, that is product of A and B, order of AB which is equal to order of BA, that is commutative law, that is order of AB is equal to order of BA. Now by using the above property we write order of A is always equal to order of x into x inverse for all x belongs to G, which implies we write order of AB is equal to order of XAB x inverse. In particular we write order of AB is equal to, if we rearrange this one we get order of BAB B inverse, which implies order of AB is equal to order of BA into BB inverse, or order of AB is equal to order of BA, since BB inverse is always equal to identity element. Okay, thank you.